Hello, truth seekers. Lawrence here, and welcome to Easy Enlightenment. So, here's the good news, guys. Spiritual journey eventually ends in few years. Yeah, you heard that right. It won't take that long to bring an end to the spiritual path. Now, when it ends, a true living starts. A easy living starts. Life without the inner conflict and fear. One of the reasons we are aligned with the spirituality is to dissolve the mind, an extension of the mind as a fear, isn't it? Mind is a realm that is creating so much trouble, so we want to, overcome the mind, and that is possible. We have to be part of the process, the journey of deconstructing the mind, subtracting the mind, and subtracting the mind is the way to go to the no mind. And when you go to the no mind, and when we, involve ourselves in a further inquiry by asking ourselves, who am I? That's where we liberate ourselves from the mind. So don't wait to make yourself free from this stressful life, the life that is, going through the struggle, pain. You can dissolve that. So don't wait. And why don't wait? Why not waiting is because if you wait, you are experiencing the world. And every experience in life always brings further ideas, isn't it? And we hold on to the idea that supports life, idea that maintains comfort, safety. And when we wait, we are prolonging our life with those ideas, and we are becoming attached to those ideas. And the attachment itself is a sign of fear that I don't want to lose this comfort, this stability, this support. So the conditioning seeps in us such a way that it hardens us in one-way approach to life. We are already prolonging the positive aspect of the experience, denying the negative, the failure side of the experience. And that's the way to, make ourselves harder to see the truth. There's a saying that, when the time is right, I will be part of the spiritual path. And especially we wait for the spiritual path, at the second half of our life, isn't it? After 50 or 60, we start to involve in the spiritual path. But notice that, that 60 years of conditioning, do you think it's easy to let go? It's easy to dissolve those conditioning? People also say that when you get older, you get mature. Through maturity, we will be able to let go. Yes, it's easy to let go the stubborn side of the stuff, but we are still maintaining the simple things in life. A simple thing doesn't mean that it's truth. It may be the relative truth, but it's not absolute truth. Because the relative truth is also changing with upgrades through experience. You can ask the, people who are older, like your parents and grandparents, are they living with fear, or are they living without the fear? And they can tell you. And the answer is their life is still full of fear even they are older. So waiting for the journey to happen later time, it's gonna be tough. Do you see this? Sometimes the older people are even more stubborn than flexible. And why is that? Because of the conditioning in life. Something worked for them, so they are aligned with that, and it's hard to let go, hard to be open. So what I'm saying is, don't wait for this spiritual journey to end. Journey to end. People will associate it with the spiritual path, spiritual freedom, when they are experiencing the struggle, the pain in their life. And most of the time, the rock bottom is the place where we have the interest to be part of the journey. But even we are experiencing the rock bottom in life, notice it's so easy to go halfway in the spiritual path, and we recognize at some point something is working, and we stop there, and we replace the old habits and beliefs with the new habits and new beliefs, new meanings in life. So it's just walking, for a period of time and stopping. And when you stop, that already shows that you are now attached to the new approach to life. And you're attached because it's working to support your life. Again, attached to the comfort, attached to the safety. There's, people always cling on to that safety net. But don't stop there. Don't stop there. Because eventually you'll, experiencing struggle, fear, conflict again. So I invite you to go further. Yes, you found some good habits, you found something that it works in your life. Yeah, it's working, but don't stop to investigate in your life. Don't stop to investigate your mind. Because if you don't investigate your mind, you're already fluctuated by your mind because you don't understand what the mind is. And spiritual journey is about understanding the nature of the mind, and from there we can discard the mind when we see the truth. And the sincere alignment with the spirituality comes in the person when the person recognizes that nothing is working. Nothing is working to dissolve my fear. Nothing is working to be free within and outside. Nothing is working to discard this mind. So when we come to that come to this phase in life. Nothing is working. We recognize that. And this is where the spiritual inquiry comes in. Being part of the subtractive journey of the mind. And this process comes with you witnessing yourself. Why? Because you are carrying the mind. You're not witnessing the world. When you are being part of the spiritual journey, you are witnessing yourself, because you have the trouble within you from your own mind. So that's why you have to witness. Now, after prolonging the witness, now you got to work on the mind. The mind is the one that is troubling you. You have to work on the mind by subtracting the mind or dismantling the mind all the way until there's nothing more mind. There's no more mind is left. And when you practice tracing the mind backward, which is subtracting or dismantling, when you trace your mind backward to its root and eliminate the root in all of your ingrained beliefs in you, all your attachment and fears in you, that makes you, able to see the nature of the mind. The thoroughness brings understanding. And when you see how the mind is coming to the surface from the root, when you understand that, and for the backward movement of the root, when that makes you thorough in the process, now when you ask yourself, who am I? That's where you click. That's it. When you ask, who am I? You catch yourself. You catch yourself as an ego sprouting out still. When that happens, the ego drops. You accept the reality as it is. And that's where the fear dissolves. Why? Because ego gives up at that point. The mind drops. And then pretty much that's enlightenment. That is bringing the spirituality to an end. And free living, easy living starts. And life happens from the place of awareness. Now, after bringing the end to spiritual path, what is the next step in the spiritual, as spirituality is, you share about the process, you share about the experience, how to get there. That's it. If you want to be part of that process after enlightenment, post-enlightenment, or you pick up something works, and you just, doing that with awareness, doing that with simplicity, and that is easy living too. Okay. Anyway, don't wait for spiritual journey to an end. You can end this journey in few years. You don't have to spend decades and decades of your life, fighting with spirituality. Okay? So the process is you witness yourself, dismantle your mind, and ask yourself, who am I? That's all you need. All right. I hope this video makes sense to a certain extent. I hope you're enjoying the backward movement. Keep going. Okay? Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next video. Bye. Take care.